Hello everyone and welcome to Coding Cart. So in this tutorial we are going to solve one LeetCode problem from the topic linked list. So you can see here the problem name is merge nodes in between zeros. So basically here we will be given one linked list in which there will be a series of integer values separated by zeros, and they are saying that the beginning and the end of the linked list will have the node whose value will be 0. And also what we have to do here is, for every two consecutive 0, we have to merge all the nodes lying in between them into a single node whose value will be the sum of all the merged nodes. And at the end, the modified list shouldn't contain any zeros. And we have to return the head pointer after performing all these operations. So for example, you can see here they have given one linked list having value. See, the starting node is 0 and also the end node is 0 here. In between we have some values and also we have zeros. So let me explain you here in a simple way. Here the linked list is having value 0, 3, 1, again 0, and the value was 4, 5, 2, 0. 4, 5, 2 and 0. So here they have mentioned that the start and the end node will have the value 0, and in the between there will be zeros present. So what we have to do here is, in between two consecutive 0, we have to merge these nodes in a single node whose value will be sum of these values. Like if I merge these two node in a single one, it will look like a single node having value 4. So till here we are done. Again we have to merge these three nodes in a single node. So when we merge this one, we will have a node whose value will be sum of these three nodes, which will be 11, and this will be connected like this one. So this will be our final list, and we have to return this head. See, the final list shouldn't contain any 0. So you can see here the answer is 4, 11. 4, 11. Let us take another example, like we have a list having value 0, 1. This is 0, 1, 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2, 0. So this is my linked list. Now see here, start and end both are having 0. In between we have lots of 0 here and here. So whenever we are getting two consecutive 0 like this one, so in between if any nodes are present, what we have to do, we have to simply merge all the nodes in a single node, and the node value will be the sum of the nodes present in the between. So here only single node is present, so we'll have only single node having value 1. Again we have to move from here to here. Again a single node is present, so its value will be 3. But here we have two nodes. In between these two consecutive 0, there are two nodes. So here the sum will be 4 for this node. So at the end we have to return the head. Usually my head, and the answer will be 1, 3, 4. So you can see here the answer is 1, 3, 4. So this is the problem. Here we will be given one linked list which will contain a series of integers separated by 0. And they are also saying that the beginning and the end of the linked list will have a node whose value will be 0, and we have to merge every two consecutive 0 in a single node whose value will be the sum of all the merged node. Okay, and at the end we have to return the head pointer. So how to solve this problem? So let me explain in a simple way. Let us take this example, the very first one. A linked list having value 0, 3, 1, 0, 4, 5, 2 and 0. So suppose this is my linked list. So we have 0 for the starting and the end node, and also in between we have 1 0 here. So what we will do here for this problem, we will take two pointers. Let me explain here in a simple way. We will take two pointer. One will be P1 and one will be P2. So here we have taken two pointers, P1 and P2. So P1 is for just moving node by node till the end, and P2 is for doing the merging operation. So let me show you how we will perform the merging operation. So whenever we are moving by P1, so whenever P1 is standing at any node, we will simply add that node value in P2. So here we will write a logic like P2 dot val equal to P2 dot val plus P1 dot val. We are simply saving the P1 values in P2 till P1 reaches a node where value is 0. So here currently P1 is not 0, so we'll simply add this value in P2. So it will look like 0 plus 3, which will be 3. Now we'll move forward. P1 will move forward. Again P1 value is not 0, so we'll simply add. So it will look like 3 plus 1 equal to 4. Now we'll move forward. P1 is here. Now here P1 value is 0. So whenever P1 value is 0, what we will do? Now see, P2 dot value is replaced by this total value, which is 4. P2 dot value is here 4 now. So here P1 reaches the node whose value is 0, and we have calculated the P2 value, the merging value for the P2, which is 4. So it will look like P2 is having value 4. This P2 node is having value 4. The next node was 3, 1, 0. Here P1 is standing here 4, 5, 2 and 0. Okay, so whenever P1 reaches a node whose value is 0, what we'll do, we'll simply write a logic. If P1 dot val equal to 0, what we will do? Our task is we have already calculated this summation. We have already merged this in P2. So what we will do, we'll simply write a logic like P2 dot next you show to P1. So it will look like P2 dot next this node you show to P1. So this connection is showing to P1. So this node will be lost now after this one. Now again we will move forward, and in the next line we will also change the position of this P2. So P2 equal to P1. So P2 equal to P1. Both are showing at this node whose value is 0. Now we will move forward. P1 will move forward. P1, and again this logic will be applied here. Again this logic will be applied. P2 dot val equal to P2 dot val plus P1 dot val. So currently P2 dot val is 0, 0 plus P1 dot val, which is 4. Again it will move forward. P1 is here. Again this node value is not 0, its value is 5. So this total calculated is how much? 4. So again we will write P2 dot val, which is 4 plus P1 dot val, which is 5. This total will be 9. We will move forward. P1 is here. Again the value is not 0, so it will simply write. So it will simply calculate again. My P2 total value calculated here is 9. So 9 plus P1 dot val, which is 2. So it will be 11. Again we will move forward. Now here P1 value is 0. So whenever P1 value is 0, we are going in if condition. So here we have written whenever P1 dot val equal to 0, what we are doing? We are simply moving P2 dot next to P1, since in P2 we have already calculated the total summation value, which is 11 here. So what we will do, we will simply move this pointer P2 dot next to P1. So it will look like this all are gone, and we have a node 4, 11, and P2 is also showing to P1. So its position will be here. So it is connected like this one 0. So we are done. So this is our result. We are done. But you can see here the result is 4110. This 0 is the last node 0. But here they are saying the modified list shouldn't contain any 0. So what we will do, in order not to include this 0, we'll simply write one condition in this if. So if P1 dot val equal to 0, and at the same time we will check P1 dot next is not none. So here after adding this condition, and here let me erase this all. So here we have added two conditions in order not to add the last node in my resultant list. Here we have written P1 dot val equal to 0. Yes, you can see here P1 dot val equal to 0, and at the same time P1 dot next is not none, but here P1 dot next is none. So it won't go in if condition. but we have already calculated the value for this p2. So what we will do here, simply write p2 dot next equal to none. So it will look like 4, 11 and p2 dot next will be none. So we got the result. So we'll write the same logic here. So let me write the logic, then I will explain one more time line by line. So what we will do here is, the very first thing is, here we are going to take two pointers p1 and p2. So p1 equal to head dot next, and one is p2 equal to head. So p1 is for just moving node by node, and p2 is for our merging calculation. So let me explain you here. Now we will use one while loop. While p1 is not none, so we are iterating in the whole list with the help of p1. So while p1 is not none, we are going in the while loop, and here we have written, whenever p1 is moving to any node, what we are going to do, we are going to calculate p2 dot val. We are going to add the summation value in p2. p2 dot val plus equal to p1 dot val. So it will iterate node by node, and it will add the node values in p2 dot val. And after this one, we are going to check if p1 dot, now here we are going to check if p1 dot val equal to 0. If it is 0, and at the same time we are going to check for not adding the last node in my list, here we are going to check p1 dot next is not none. Then what we are going to do here, here we will simply move p2 dot next. So with the help of this line, we have already calculated the total summation between two consecutive zeros in a single node p2. Now what we will do, we will simply show p2 dot next to p1. p2 dot next equal to p1, and p2 position will be moved forward to the position of p1. So p2 equal to p1. So we are done. After this, if condition is not satisfied, what we are going to do, p1 will simply move forward, p1 equal to p1 dot next. So we are done with our logic. So here p1 will iterate node by node, and whenever p1 reaches the end, for that one we have this logic, when p1 dot next is not none. So p1 is standing at the last node, and here we are checking p1 dot next is not none, but p1 dot next is none. So here we have this AND condition, and the end node is also having value 0, and at the same time p1 dot next is none. So this condition will fail, so it will come out of this while loop, and here we will simply write, here we will write p2 dot next equal to none. We will simply address to none, so that the last 0 won't be inserted in our linked list, and at the end we will simply return head. So we are done. So let me explain you this problem one more time, line by line, how the things are working. Let me explain you here this logic. So this is our logic, and let me write the linked list having value 0, 3, 1, 0, 5, 4, 2 and 0. So now see, this is p2, this is p1. Now p1 is head dot next, line 2 is p2 equal to head. All good. Now we are going in while p1 is not none. Yes, p1 is not none. So what we are going to do, p2 dot val plus equal to p1 dot val. So p2 is having value currently here, let me write here 0 plus p1 is having value 3. So it will be calculated, 0 plus 3, which will be 3 in p2. So this is p2 dot val is updated with 3. Okay, now here p1 dot val equal to 0, no. So what it is going to do, it will go in this line, p1 equal to p1 dot next. So p1 equal to p1 dot next. So p1 is at node 1. Now here we have written p2 dot val plus p1 dot val. So this total will be 4. So p2 dot val is updated with 4. Again, in if condition, p1 dot val is not 0. It will go here and it will move forward. p1. Again, we are going to add 4 plus 0, which is 4 only. Now here in if condition, p1 dot val is 0. Yes, this first condition is true. And p1 dot next is not none. Yes, p1 dot next is not none. So it will go in if, and here we have written, since we have already calculated the total summation in p2 dot val, so we are simply going to move forward. So this node will be having value 4 and its next will show to p1. So its next will show to p1. So it will look like this. And the next line we are changing the p2 address to p1. So p2 is also showing to here. Now this if is done. We are done with this if. So next line is p1 you move forward. So p1 will move forward. Now it will again go in while loop. Again here we have written p2 dot val equal to p1 dot val. Now here p2 value is how much? 0. p2 value is how much? p2 dot val is 0 plus 5. p1 dot val. So it will be 5. Now p1 dot val is not 0. Please move forward. p1 is here. Again it will add 5 plus 4, which will be 9. Again this p1 value is not 0. It will again go in loop. p1 first move forward. Again the value will be updated. 9 plus 2, which will be 11. So p2 dot value is updated with 11. Now again this value is not 0. It will move forward. Now here 11 plus 0 will be 11. So each time my p2 dot value is being updated. Each time this value is being updated. So here it will be 11. Now here the value is 0. p1 dot, now see here properly. After reaching the end here, p1 dot val is 0. This first case is true. And at the same time, we are also checking p1 dot next is not none. But here p1 dot next is none. So it will simply come out of this if, and in the next line we have written p1 equal to p1 dot next. p1 equal to p1 dot next, which will be having value none. So p1 is showing none. Now it will go in while loop, and in while we have written while p1 is not none. Here p1 is none, so it will break the loop, and in the next line after breaking the loop we have written p2 dot next equal to none. So this is my p2 dot next you show to none. So these whole things are gone. So it will look like we are having value 4, 11 and none, and at the end we are simply returning the head. So here head is 4. So we are done. This logic is working. So I hope you understood this step by step. So let us run this code and submit this one. So it got accepted. Let me submit this code. So you can see here it got accepted. So that's all for this problem here. We have simply used two pointer. One is for moving forward and one is for simply storing the values. And whenever we are getting the zeros in P1, we are simply moving our P. So that's all for this problem. So I hope you understood this line by line. So if you have learned something new, please do like our videos and subscribe to our channel Coding Cart, and stay tuned for the next videos. Thanks for watching.